Thanks for joining us, everyone, for webinar number 6 in our Mastering Innovation Ops series. This has been a fun run. This will be our last one for a while. We have other ones that we may do, but we'll give a little bit of a break before we do those. And just kind of summing up everything we've talked about and how do you do innovation at scale? I'm Paul Heller, Sopheon's Chief Evangelist. It's my pleasure to be your host today, and I help companies navigate the innovation landscape. I speak at conferences, I blog about it, I run a weekly podcast called Innovation Talks. I hope you are interested in signing up and listening to that, or you already do, because we have really great thought leaders, guests, mentors, experts, consultants, other companies. It's been a lot of fun. So think about joining up and listening to us there. So we are in the series. We've been talking through the different aspects of the jobs, and now we're going to bring it all together and talk about how these pieces all fit together and how you use those. Our speaker today is Mike Bauer. I don't know that I need to introduce Mike if you've been a regular listener to our series, but he is Sopheon's Chief Product Officer, and he has extensive experience across many industries, hardware, software, services, in the areas of creating products and product management. And he's really been our person behind innovation ops and really explaining it to the market and helping companies be successful with it. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to you, Mike.
Thanks, Paul. I appreciate it. And it's kind of it's only six shows, but it feels like we've been on a run.
Yeah,
so I'm kind of sad to see it all come to an end. So I'm hoping we if we take the TV approach, we get season 2.
There you go.
Get picked up for season 2. So, well, welcome everybody, and I hope many of you have gotten value out of the previous 5. What we're going to talk about today is really trying to bring it all together. The webinars had the overview and number 1. And then we really kind of took apart the 5 major job areas. And the reason we focused on jobs was that was probably the area of difference in how you think about innovation and ability to scale. But we didn't really do too much on the other areas. So we're going to touch on them today, and there'll probably be subjects for future webinars and things along those lines. And so, again, let's review the jobs. We talked over the last 5 episodes or five webinars, the various jobs. And again, with innovation and those, it's not a linear process of how things flow. And so you can start at different parts, but these are the jobs we discussed over the last 10 weeks or so. I'm going to start at the bottom, is really managing discovery and products and projects. These are the kind of the fundamental building blocks to innovation. They get rolled into portfolios, as we talked about last week, of how do you look at those types of things from ideas to products and projects. And again, it changes a little differently depending on each of your specific environments, your industry, and your company. Driving those yellow block areas is a set of jobs around managing the strategy. How do you go from high-level strategy to the next level and down? And then wrapping all of this is, how do you govern this? And those are the jobs we discussed. And the neat thing about them, and the reason the jobs to be done focus is here, is because every company is fundamentally different. And the nice thing by looking at jobs is we get outside of titles and organization and how my company or this industry works. So the reason we're looking at the jobs is they are organization independent. Whether you have an organization called product management, managing products, or you have people in project managers doing that. Somebody is doing many of those jobs if you're delivering products. If it's internal, we've run into many companies that really actually think about some of their internal processes and things as jobs, as managing products per se. So there's a major retailer here in Pittsburgh, headquartered here. They look at their entire supply chain as product, and they are actually managing how they manage their supply chain as a product. Has nothing to do with how they're selling what they're selling. It's also title independent. Again, I've run into people that have titles of innovation manager that are doing project management. I've seen VPs that are basically project managers. It doesn't matter. The other thing with jobs, and the reason we want to look at those, is it's actually adaptable to market and organizational dynamics. It doesn't predispose, this is the organization that has to do the work. And so as you're thinking about innovation and innovation ops and trying to deliver innovation at scale, you need to adapt the organization. So if you figure out the jobs, you can take that internal point of view. Again, jobs is something you could look at if you're a product company externally. We are using it to look internally and how we do innovation better. And again, it allows executives and leaders to say, what needs to get done? Where do we have gaps? So again, not by title or role, but hey, look, somebody isn't managing projects. We're missing these jobs, and these things still need to get done, and they're not getting done, or they're not getting done well. And again, that kind of ties into the diagnosis as you're rolling this out across the organization of where are the gaps? What am I missing? How do I make sure we're scaling correctly?